Chief Meku said whatever set up you had last week to do it exactly the same way. The audio setup. You hear me, Miles, here? Because he needs to hear himself when he plays. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Blessed be Yehovah our King, who has allowed us to return once again, hoping and praying that those that have not arrived at the Most High, of course, get here safely. And those that can't make it out today, that the Most High be with them wherever they're at, observing this day. This time I'll ask everyone to please open up your prayer books to page 32. Song for the beginning of Shabbat day, Zed HaShabbat. Hallelujah. Zed HaShabbat. One more time, Zed HaShabbat. Zed HaShabbat. Zed HaShabbat. Zed HaShabbat. Zed HaShabbat.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All honor and praise to you, Yah, God of the heavens and God of our forefathers, even the God of Abraham, the God of Yitzchak, and the God of Yisrael. Yehovah God, we come before you on your holy Shabbat day to give you thanks, praise, honor, and glory for all things of everything, for even allow us to have a place to call upon you, to open up the book of your law, to consider the things you left on record, to see how you gave independence to your people, to know and understand, Yehovah God, that you desired for us to serve you and you alone, and that beside you there is no other. Yehovah God, we ask that you continue to bless your people. Bless our elders, Yehovah God, I pray. Bless them with the wisdom that we need to lead us in a way that is right and good, to advise us in a way that is right and good, to give us the discernment that we need, Yehovah God, in order that we might continue to build your nation. And we ask, Yehovah God, that you continue to bless our leadership. Have it to be, Yehovah God, that you will cause us to understand the things that we need to do in order to lead your people in a way that is right and good, to resolve our issues, Yehovah God, to even, Yehovah God, lead these youth in a way that we might develop them, in order that, Yehovah God, your nation might be great once again, in order that, Yehovah God, we might give proper honor and praise unto you, and that you might even desire in us as you desired in our forefathers, even those who gave honor and praise unto your name. I ask, Yehovah God, that you continue to be with this youth. Bless them. Put it in their heart to praise you and you alone. Put it in their heart, Yehovah God, I pray, to even sing unto you. Put it in their heart, Yehovah God, I pray, to teach the nations of who you are, that you are God by yourself. I even ask, Yehovah God, that you continue to be with this people, even on this holy Shabbat day. Bless our minds and bless our hearts, in order that we might hear all the words of our teachers, all the words that come forth, the right as well as the wrong, in order that we might understand the righteous path to walk in and the wicked path to forsake. Even, Yehovah God, to even understand how to correct one another when we say things that are wrong, in order that, Yehovah God, we might not profane or blaspheme your most high, your most holy name. I also ask, Yehovah God, that you be with this people for strength. Give us the strength to stand before you. Give us the strength, Yehovah God, to stand before our enemies, to not be dismayed by the signs of the heavens, but that we know that you are the author of all, that we know, Yehovah God, you are the creator of all, and that by you and only by you will things happen to us, and by you and only by you will we be successful. I ask, Yehovah God, that you be with this people for healing. Heal us from everything that we suffer from, in body as well as in mind. Have it to be, Yehovah God, that you will cause us to understand the path to take, in order that, Yehovah God, we might heal ourselves from everything that we suffer from. But I also ask, Yehovah God, that as you put these things in our heart, that you remind us to give honor and praise unto you, that you remind us to thank you for the blessings that you put upon your people, to thank you for the good as well as the bad, that we might learn the lesson, Jehovah God, that we need to learn, and that, Jehovah God, while things are going good, we might give honor and praise unto you. Jehovah God, are you not the God of Abraham, our father? Are you not the God of Yitzchak, our father? And you are the God of Yaakov, and changed his name to Yisrael. Therefore I ask, Jehovah God, that as you bless them, that you might bless us, and that you see how we desire to fear you and you alone, and that you see that it's in our heart not to have a strange God with us, and that as we stand before you, and that as we stand in the land of our captivity, that you might desire to save us from these here lands, that we might bring a clean offering unto you, that we might give proper praise unto your most high and most holy name, and that you might allow us to inherit that land once again. We call upon you because we realize that you are God and God alone, and that beside you there is no other. Hoping and praying that you heard the words of this prayer, even as you heard the words of our forefathers' prayer, even Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yisrael, those men who you desire to be covenant with and blessed according to their righteousness, and hoping and praying that you find me and my family in this entire house of big D.C.B. worthy and even acceptable to be part of that righteous remnant, part of that righteous generation that you said will be the repairs of the breach and restores the streets of dwelling. All honor and praise to your name now forevermore. Hallelujah. 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 Well, amen.
Oh, Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Elohim, Yahweh Elohim. Israel was in Egypt's land. Oh, press so hard they could not stand. Come on, he said, go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. There no battle to let said the Lord for Moses said, if not, I'll smite your firstborn dead. He said, go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land, where no battle. Let's talk about David. Little David. Little David. Little David. He did some of his sons. One more time, David. Little David. Little David. Prayers that are set aside for the beginning of the Shabbat day. The first being the 92nd Psalm, found on page 3 in our Siddurim. Hallelujah. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh and to sing praise unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and our faithfulness every night. Upon the instrument of 10 strings and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with the solemn sound. For thou, Yahweh, has made me glad through thy work. I'll triumph in the works of thy hands. O Yahweh, I grade thy works and thy thoughts of every deed. A brutish man knoweth not, neither for fool understandest. When the wicked spring up as grass, when all workers of iniquity do flourish, it is thy day shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. For lo, thy enemies shall Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. For my horns shall I exalt like the horns of warlocks. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eyes also shall see my desire of my enemies, and my ears shall hear the desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that Yahweh is upright. He is our rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah. We go into the 125th Psalm. Hallelujah. They that trust in Yahweh shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be moved but abideth forever. As the mountain ran about Jerusalem, so Yahweh is round about his people, from henceforth even forever. For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands into iniquity. Do good, O Yahweh, to those that be good, and to them that are upright in their heart. As such turn aside to their crooked ways, Yahweh shall lead them forth the works of iniquity, but peace shall be upon Yisrael. Hallelujah. We're going to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, starting from verse 4. Hallelujah. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Hear, O Yisrael, Yahweh our God, Yahweh is one. And thou shalt love Yahweh thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words shall command thee this day shall be in thy heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hands, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house, and upon thy gates. And it shall be when Yahweh thy God shall have brought thee into the land, which he swore unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov, to give thee great and goodly cities thou buildest not, and houses full of all good things thou fillest not, wells dig which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten and be full, then be willest thou forget Yahweh, who brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear Yahweh thy God and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. You shall not go after other gods, and the gods of the people which are round about you. For Yahweh thy God is a jealous God amongst you, lest the anger of Yahweh thy God be kindled against thee, and he destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Hallelujah. Therefore we honor and extol the God of our fathers for restoring us back to our heritage, even here in the land of our captivity. We thank thee and praise you with all our might, and we say, blessed is the name of Yahweh our God forevermore. Amen. Let us sing the Shema. Shema, 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 Shema. Praise God. Yisrael saying, barely shall keep my Shabbat, but it's a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I'm Yahweh who sanctify you. Ye shall keep the Shabbat therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that profaneth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day is the Shabbat of solemn rest, holy to Yahweh. Whosoever doeth any work in this Shabbat day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Yisrael shall keep the Shabbat, to observe the Shabbat throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Yisrael forever. The heaven and the earth are finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the 7th day Yah finished his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and hallowed it, because in it he rested from all his work, which God in creating had made. Hallelujah. Repeat after me. If thou turn away thy foot because of the Shabbat, from pursuing thy business on my holy day, and call the Shabbat a delight, and the holy of Yahuwah honorable, and shall honor it, not doing thy wanted ways, nor pursuing thy business, nor speaking thereof. Then should thou delight thyself in Yahuwah, and I'll make thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and I'll feed thee with the heritage of Yaakov thy father. For the mouth of Yahuwah has spoken it. Hallelujah. With love for thee, O Yahuwah our God, we have entered thy great house to welcome the Shabbat day, which invites us to enjoy the blessings of rest and peace. Thou art near to us in this place, and wherever we call upon thee, thou will come to us and bless us. On this Shabbat day, may we look back upon this past week and reflect earnestly upon the way we have used the fleeting moments. Be with us in the coming week that we may be faithful to all our duties. Make us glad that there is so much joy in this house. May we ever be eager to spread around the light of happiness, of love, and goodwill. May this day bring peace to our hearts and joy to our souls. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. 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 Break it down. Jehovah is the King of the universe. Jehovah is the King of the universe. Ein Elohim Yisrael, you got to praise the Lord. 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 Remember the Shabbat. Remember the Shabbat day, keep it holy. Remember the Shabbat day. Praise the Lord, highly to be praised. Praise the Lord, highly to be praised. Praise the Lord, highly to be praised. Praise the Lord, highly to break it down. Jehovah is the King of the universe. Jehovah is the King of the Israel, you got to praise the Lord. 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 Remember the Shabbat day, keep it holy. Remember the Shabbat day, keep it holy. Remember the Shabbat day, keep it holy. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Highly to be praised. Praise the Lord. To be praised. Praise the Lord. Highly to be praised. Praise the Lord. And highly to be praised. Break it down. Jehovah is the King of the universe. Jehovah is the King of the universe. Ein Elohim again. Merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity, transgression, and sin, and that by no means clears the guilty, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, unto the third and to the fourth generation. Therefore we serve only you, Yahuwah, because your glory endures forever. We will love you and serve you, and show reverence unto thy most holy name. Who's like unto the King of glory? Who's like unto our God who fights the battles of his people, Yisrael? He who smites nations for us and subdues our enemies is before our eyes. Therefore we honor and praise his holy name. Shout for joy, all you holy ones to the Most High. For our King will deliver us if we keep his laws and commandments. For our King will save us if we serve him with all our souls. For our King will deliver us if we do all that he commanded Moshe. For our King will save us if we praise him with all our might. For our King is the God of glory. Yahweh, Sabaoth is his name. So make a joyful noise, O chief man, and sing aloud, you princes of Yisrael. Let the daughters of Zion sing with joy. Let all the hosts of Israel clap their hands. For the King of glory is there, from everlasting even unto everlasting. Thou art God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Within me, he lives within you. So what you gonna do? Everybody sing it. Huh? Yeah. In the morning, when I wake up, I give thanks to Yah. You, oh Yah. Everybody singing. What? Yeah. Yah, Yah. One more time without music. Let me hear the voices in the morning. When I wake up, yeah. I give thanks to Yah. To you, oh Yah, I will give my praise. 'Cause I know that my Yah lives. Yeah, he lives within me. So what you gonna do? Everybody singing. Yeah. Yeah. Praise Yah. Yah, my Yah lives in me. Again, let's go. Blessed be the Holy King, Yehovah. You may be seated. Thanking this great King for our lives, food, clothing, and shelter, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I'm thankful to this great King for my life, the life of CHOKMAH Yisrael, the life of all of us standing here today. And I'm grateful to this great King for all things and everything. Hallelujah. This is a blessed day, the Holy Shabbat day, and I'm grateful for this day. When you look forward to this day, and when you wait for this day, you know that you've reached that level of understanding to where you understand what the day is for. The day is a day of rest where we give praises unto this great King, to this mighty King, and I'm thankful for this day, and I'm happy to see all of you here, and we pray that the Most High God be with us and bless us. We don't let nothing keep us away. You know, they said the other day that it was going to be a storm. It was a few flakes. Now, I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but hopefully it don't be anything that keeps us shut in. But a lot of times when they anticipate big storms, it doesn't happen the way they anticipate it. A lot of times, not all the times. And when you least suspect it is when you get stuck. So that just tells us that we can't put a time stamp on this God, and we can't anticipate what this God is going to do. So we're grateful to this great King for our lives, for everything that he does for us, food, clothing, and shelter, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And I'm thankful that the creator of heaven and earth has brought us here to another holy Shabbat day. Hallelujah. Giving due respect to the leadership and to the leader of this place, even my brother, Chief Prince Yediel Ben Yissaskar, that the Most High God be with them, be with his family, his household, that the Most High God be with his wife, even Princess Shekinah, and that the Most High God will bless them with health and wealth and all the things desirable in their minds and righteousness. That the Most High God also be with Chief Kohath, be with his family, his household, be with his princess, even Princess Hannah, and that the Most High God will bless them with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and all the things desirable in their minds of righteousness, health and wealth, and all the things that we need to survive. Also that the Most High God be with Chief Elquana, and be with his rib, even Princess Sedera, that the Most High God will bless them with health, wealth, all the things desirable in their minds and righteousness, that the Most High God be also with their family, that the Most High be with Ima Emunah, Ima Sarah, that the Most High God be with Ima Keturah, be with all of our elders, Ima Olive, all of our elders in the midst of us, that the Most High God be with them, guide them, and protect them, and that the Most High will strengthen them. And to the entire house here at D.C.B, I bid to y'all in tongue of our ancient forefathers, Shabbat Shalom Aleichem. It's the Shabbat day, and we should be glad and rejoice therein. And we look forward to this day, and I look forward to this day, like I said before, and it's a blessing. Because we could be in a worse place, you know. You could be 6 feet under, as they say, taking a dirt nap, right? So we here in the land of the living, being able to make up for our mistakes and be able to rectify the wrongs that we've done. And that's a blessing, because once you have life, you still have a chance. So we're thankful to this great King for life. And we're thankful that he gives us understanding, because lack of understanding is what gets you to a position as when you start to turn against God. Lack of understanding is what gets you to a position to think that you can sin against God and God doesn't see it, right? But the fear of the Lord is what keeps us in line and keeps us in check. Fear of what God could do to us or what could happen to us in any given instance. So we must acknowledge this God at all times and walk in the statutes and the commandments that he left here on record for us to do. Hallelujah. Let us move straight ahead. And with that, I want to call up my brother Mordei Arania, then Cohen Levi, to proceed with the Torah service for today.
Shabbat Shalom L'Kol.
Shabbat Shalom.
Giving all praise or honor, showing respect and loyalty to the supreme intellect, the God of our forefathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Yitzchak, and the God of Yisrael. We say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Giving thanks to the Most High God for allowing us to make it here safely, for being with us throughout the week. And I pray that everyone had a good week. We go through our bumps and bruises throughout the week, but it's always a beautiful thing when we can come and be here on Shabbat, because that means the Most High God has granted you another day of life, and that's something that we cannot take for granted. I was just talking to a sister this morning. I was in the elevator with her, and we were talking about snow, and she was like, I was like, yeah, I can't wait for the snow so I can go out there and take the kids to play. And she was just like, she got sad because she's like, yeah, my husband used to do that. I was like, your husband used to do that? She's like, yeah, I lost my husband 2 weeks ago. You know, so we can't take anything for granted. The Most High God is great, and I pray that he gives us all long life and happy life, because that's very important. Amen. And at this time, we are going to get into the Hebrew portion of our day. So I ask that you would silence your phones. Your phone should have already been on silent, on vibrate, whatever it is. If you need to get a drink of water, go use the restroom, this is the time to do so. Because once we take the Torah out, until the Torah gets put up, we ask that no one leave and one comes in. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. In today's portion that we'll be reading from is called Beshalach. Does anyone know what Beshalach means? Anyone? The root word, the verb shalach means to send, right? So Beshalach means Beshalach. You remember the baklam in the man? Listen. We got a lot of work to do, y'all. I'm not going to give y'all the answer. We're just going to sing HaTorah. Look. He said, I need to stall for a minute. So how about them Knicks? They ain't looking so good. Y'all ain't been praying for the Knicks. I pray for everything that I want, right? But I haven't been praying for them either. They really stink. What? Listen, my Abba used to say, if I want a piece of gum, I'll pray for a piece of gum. You know? You pray for everything that you want. Y'all ready, drummers? Let us sing. Whereby shall Baruch Hashem Shel Yahuwah. Baruch Yahuwah Yom Yom. Baruch Yahuwah Tamid. Ubaruch Haba Likraet HaTorah. Mode Ani Lefenecha Yehovah Eloheinu Natan Lanu Et HaTorah. Amen. Amen. Sisters may be seated. And we ask all males to remain standing. Okay, so I just want to translate this for y'all, because a lot of people ask, they don't know exactly what we're saying. So we say, Ani po Baruch Hashem Shel Yahuwah. Ani po means I am here. Baruch Hashem Shel Yahuwah. Blessed be the name of Yehovah. And then we say, Baruch Yehovah Yom Yom. Baruch Yehovah Tamid. Ubaruch Haba Likra Et HaTorah. Baruch Yehovah Yom Yom. Bless Yehovah every day. Baruch Yehovah Tamid. Bless him always, continuously. Ubaruch Haba Likra Et HaTorah. Blessed be the one who comes to read the Torah. And then we say, they come up here and they say, Mode'ani lefanecha, Yehovah natan lanu et haTorah. Mode'ani, I give thanks, lefanecha, before you, Yehovah. Natan lanu et haTorah, who gives us the Torah. And then we say, Modim, after we read, and the reader reads, it says, Modim manachnu la, she'atahu Eloheinu, wa Elohei avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, wa Yaakov le'olam wa'ed. It says, Modim manachnu la. It is the plural of Modeh, Ani. That means we give thanks. Modim anachnu lak, to you, she'atahu Eloheinu, because you are our God, right? Wa Elohei avotenu, the God of our fathers. Abraham, Yitzchak, Isaac, wa Yaakov, which is Jacob. And it says le'olam wa'ed, forever. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now that we got that out the way, now we know what we're saying, right? Today we will be reading from the portion that is called Beshalach. Beshalach can be found in the book of Shemot, Yod Gimel, which is the 13th chapter, and the 17th verse. And the first reader will read from 17 to the end of 19. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Nikraet Hanasi. Nikraet Nasi Yeriel Ben Yisaskar Ben Yisrael Kumu. Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom. Baruch Yahovah Tamid. Ubaruch Haba Likraet HaTorah. Amen. Ladies may be seated. Once again, that is the book of Shemot, which is Exodus. That's the 13th chapter and the 17th verse. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Wahi Beshalach Paro et Ha'am Welo Nakam Elohim Derek Eretz Pelistim Ki Quarov Hu Ki Amar Elohim Pen Yanakem Ha'am Bir Otam Bil Kama Shevu Mizrama Vayasef Elohim et Ha'am Derek Hamid Ba Yam Suf Wakamushem Alo B'nei Yisrael Me'eretz Mitzrayim Vayakwak Moshe et as Mot Yosef Imu Ki Hashbia Hishbia et B'nei Yisrael Elmor the code Yif code Elohim et Cain, weha litem et asmota mize it Cain.
Amen.
And it came to pass, when Paro had let the people go, that God led them not by the way of the land of the Philistines, although it was near. For God said, lest peradventure the people repent when they see war and return to Egypt.
But God led the people out by the way of the wilderness by the Red Sea.
And the children of Israel went up armed out of the land of Egypt.
And Moshe took the bones of Yosef with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, God will surely remember you, and ye shall carry up away my bones hence with you. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu lach she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed. Nikraet harosh kumu. Nikraet rosh Kohath ben Lewi ben Yisrael. Baruch Yehovah Yom Yom. Baruch Yehovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Lekrae HaTorah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Amen. Shani, the second reader, will read from Perek Yod Dalet, Tate Ab Ad Yod Aleph. Yod Dalet is 14, Tate is 9, Ad Yod Aleph 11.
Hallelujah. Wayir defu Misraim akarehem wayasigu otam kenin al ayam kal sus rekev parho ufarachao wekelo al pi akirot Lifne Bahal Zephon, Ufarho, Ikriv, where is U, Bene Israel et Enehem, where hine Misraim sen Nosea Akarehem, Wayir U Mehod, where is Aku, Bene Israel El Yehovah Wayomru El Moshe Amib Li Ein Kwevarim Bemisrahim Lekwaktanu Lamut Bemidbar Ma Ze Asita Lanu Lehozi Nahu Misrahim.
Amen.
And the Egyptians pursued after them, all the horses and chariots of Paro and its horsemen and its army, and overtook them encamping by the sea, beside Pi-Hahirot, in the front of Baal Zephon.
When Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians were marching over them, and they were so afraid, and the children of Israel cried unto Jehovah.
And they said unto Moshe, because there was no graves in Egypt, hast thou not taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us, to bring us forth out of Egypt? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu lach she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed. Nikraet Haseren. Nikraet Seren Elimelech ben Yissaschar ben Yisrael. Baruch Yehovah Yom Yom. Baruch Yehovah Tamid. Ubaruch Haba Lekrae HaTorah. Amen.
Amen.
Shalishi, the third reader, will read from Perek Yod Dalet, Tet Wav Ad Yod Zayin. Yod Dalet 14. Tet Wav is Ad Yod Zayin. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Vayomir Yehovah El Moshe Ma Tiska Eliu Dabir El Bene Israel Vayisau Ve'ata Harim Et Mateka Une Te Et Jadeka Al Hayam Ubekwar Ehu Veya Bo'u Bene Israel Betok Hayam Baya Basha Wa'ani Hineni Me Kadzek Et Leib Misraim Ayabo'u Akare Hen Veik Kabda Beparo Ube Kal Kelo Berik Bo Beba Slika Ube Para Shaiwa.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Wherefore thou criest unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward.
And lift thou up thy rod, and stretch out thy hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go into the midst of the sea on dry ground.
And I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall go in after them, and I will get me honor upon Paro, and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu lak she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed. Nikra et Hamore, Nikra et More Yiftach ben Dan ben Yisrael. Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Lekra et HaTorah. Amen. Revi'i, the fourth reader, will read from Perek Yod Dalet, Kaf Wav Ad Kaf Chet. Yod Dalet is chapter 14, Kaf Wav 26 Ad Kaf Chet 28. Hallelujah.
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 Vayomir Yehovah El Moshe. Nete et Yadka al Hayam. Vayashuvu Hamayim al Mitzrayim al Rigbo we al Parasha. Vayet Moshe et Yado al Hayam. Vayashav Hayam Lifno Boquer Leitano. Mitzrayim Nasim Likrato. Vayna'ed Yehovah et HaMitzrayim Batok Hayam. Vayashuvu Hamayim Vaykasu et Harekev we et Haparashim Lakol Kel Paro Habaim Akarehem Bayam Lo Nish Ad Bahem Ad Echad.
Amen.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come back upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen.
And Moshe stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and Jehovah overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea.
And the waters returned, and covered the chariots, and the horsemen, even all the hosts of Paro that went in after them into the sea. There remained not so much as one of them. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu lak she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed. Nikra et Adon Yisrael ben Rosh Kohath ben Lewi ben Yisrael. Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Lekra et HaTorah. Amen. Chamishi, the fifth reader, will read from Perek Tet Wav, Kaf Zayin, Tet Zayin, Beit. That's a hard one for y'all. Tet Wav, Kaf Zayin, 20 what? 27. Until chapter Take Zion. B. Nice. I feel like y'all cheating.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Wayavo'u Elima Washem Shatim Esrei Anot Mayim Washiv Im Tamarim Wayakanu Shem Sham Al Hamayim Wayisu Me'elim Wayavo'u Kal Adat Bnei Yisrael El Midbar Sin Asher Bein Elim Uvein Sinai Bakamisha Asar Yom Lakodesh Hasheni Lesetam Me'eretz Mitzrayim Wayil Lonu Kal Adat Bnei Yisrael Al Moshe Wa Al Aharon B'Midbar.
Amen.
And they came to Elim, where were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there by the waters.
And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month, after they departed out of the land of Egypt.
And the whole congregation of the children of Yisrael murmured against Moshe and against Aharon in the wilderness. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu la she'ata hu Eloheinu wa Elohei avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov leolam va'ed Nikra'e Adon Elquana ben Rosh Elquana ben Yehuda ben Yisrael Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom Baruch Yahovah Tamid Ubaruch haba lekraed haTorah. Amen. Shishi, the sixth reader, will read from Tate Zion, Yod Aleph, Tate Zion, Yod Gimel. Tate Zion, Yod Aleph, Yod Gimel. Amen.
Wadabir Yehovah El Moshe Lemor, Shamati et Teluno Bnei Yisrael, Dabir Alehem Lemor, Bein Ha'arba'im Tochelu Basar, Uvabo Kwe Tish Be'ut Lachem. Wadatem Ki Ani Yehovah Eloheikim, Wahi Ba'erev, Wata'al, Wash Hashlau, Wathas et Hamakane, Uvabo Kwe Haita Shikva Hatal Saviv Lamakane.
Amen.
And Yehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying,
I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, speaking to them, saying, at dusk ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am Jehovah your God.
And it came to pass at evening that quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning there was a layer of dew round about the camp. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu la she'ata hu Eloheinu wa Elohei avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov leolam va'ed Nikra'e Bakor Hif Ziria ben Rosh Mekubadia ben Cohen Levi ben Yisrael Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom Baruch Yahovah Tamid Ubaruch haba lekraed haTorah. Amen. Shvi'i, the seventh reader, will read from Perek Yod Zayin, Aleph Ad Gimel. Yod Zayin, Aleph Ad Gimel. Amen.
Vayis'u kal adat b'nei Yisrael b'midbar sin damas ehem al pi Yehovah vayakanu ber pidim va'et mayim va'ein mayim lishtot ha'am vayared ha'am im Moshe vayomru tanu lanu mayim v'nishta Wayomer lahem Moshe ma teribun imadi ma tenasun et Yehovah. Vayitma sham ha'am lamayim wayalein ha'am al Moshe wayomer lama ze ha'eli tanu mimisraim lahamit oti wa'et bana wa'et mikna atama.
Amen.
And all the congregation of the children of Yisrael journeyed from the wilderness of Sin by their stages according to the commandment of Yahweh, and encamped in Rephidim. And there was no water for the people to drink.
So therefore the people strove with Moshe and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moshe said unto them, Why strive ye with me? Wherefore do ye try Yahweh?
And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses and said, Wherefore hast thou brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modi manachnu la she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed. Nikra'et hamaftira al hashabat hazeh. Nikra'et.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Geveret Tisanya bat Samal Zakob ben Dan ben Yisrael. Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra'et HaTorah.
Get it again.
Amen. The Maftir will be reading from Peret Yod Zayin, Yod Dalet, Ad Yod Zayin, Tet Zayin. Yod Zayin is
17.
Yod Dalet,
14.
Ad Tet Zayin. Amen.
Wayomer Yehoah el Moshe, Katov Zot Zikaron Besefer, Wesim Ba'azne Yehoshua Ki Machom, MK et Zeker Amalek, Mitachat Hashemayim. Wayiven Moshe Mizbeach, Wayikra Shemo Yehoah Nisi. Wayomer Ki Yad Al Kames, Ya Milchama La Yehoah, Ba'amalek Midor Dor.
Amen.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Yehoshua, for I will utterly blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Built an altar and called the name of it Adonai Nisi. And he said, The hand of the throne upon Yahweh. Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modi manachnu la she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed.
Shabbat Shalom. Giving all honors, praise, respect to the Most High God, thanking Him for all things and everything, thanking Him for my life, the life of my family, and the life of all of you here. The Haftorah portion will be found in the book of Judges, the 5th chapter, the 1st verse, and ending out the chapter in the 31st verse. So this is, it's already, the correlation is shown through the song that this chapter will be. And it relates to Exodus 15, where Moshe sings the songs of praises to the Most High God. And so this this focuses after the Israelites faced off against the Canaanites, their king being Jabin, and they had to face the captain Sisera with the Canaanite army. And so Deborah, there's a lot great focus on Deborah. She was the only female judge, the 4th of them, and she was also a prophetess. And so, noting the Canaanites, it's important to recognize that the reason that we continue to have strife with the Canaanites was because we were supposed to get rid of them when we got into the land. But because we didn't, they continued to be a thorn in our side, like the Most High God told us they would be. And so we had to deal with all the consequences of not abiding by what the Most High God told us to do. So how y'all today? That's good. That's good. Five. What?
Why you gotta say it like that?
What?
I'm ready.
I already got a stall.
Ready?
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Like your attitude. We're in the book of.
No, please.
We're in the book of Shotim, which is Judges, chapter 5, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Then sang Deborah and Barak, the son of Abinoam, on that day, saying, when men let their hair grow in Yisrael, when the people offer themselves willingly, bless ye Yehovah. Hear ye, O kings, give ear, O ye princes. Unto Yehovah will I sing. I will sing praise to Yehovah, the God of Yisrael. Yehovah, thou didst send forth out of Seir. When thou didst march out of the field of Edom, the earth trembled. The heavens also dropped, yea, the clouds dropped water.
So they begin showing that they're giving thanks to the Most High God for the victory that they had in this battle against Canaan. And even it shows, even in times of turmoil, the Most High God is always with us. And even when times are hard, he's great and he's worthy of being praised. And so it's important to give that praise when the praise is always due, but especially when whether we're downtrodden or whether we're uplifted, it's important to give the Most High God the praise that he deserves. So it starts talking about out of Seir, when thou didst march out of the field of Edom, the earth trembled and the heavens dropped, and the clouds also dropped water. This shows the power of the Most High God. None can withstand when the Most High God shows his power and his glory. Right. And so when we look at it, it's important to give praise because we know that the Most High God we're on the Most High God's team. And so when we have that, it's important to recognize that we can't lose as long as we recognize that and we abide by what the Most High God wants us to do, because then we're always going to win and we're always going to be successful.
Amen. 5. The mountains quaked at the presence of Yehovah. Even yon Sinai at the presence of Yehovah, the God of Yisrael, in the days of Shamgar, the son of Anak. In the days of Yael, the highways ceased, and the travelers walked through byways. The rulers ceased in Yisrael, and they ceased until thou didst arise, Deborah. Thou didst arise, a mother in Yisrael. They chose new gods. Then was war at the gates. Was there a shield or spear seen among 40,000 in Yisrael? My heart is toward the governors of Yisrael, that offered themselves willingly among the people. Bless ye Yehovah.
So they're talking about how in the time of Shamgar was the predecessor in the line of judges to Deborah. And he's most famous for killing 600 Philistines with an ox goad. So he's talking about in that time, the Most High God allowed Israel to have peace because you had a judge working on behalf of the Most High God to save the people from the Philistines who were oppressing us at that time. And so he brought peace to Yisrael, but of course we went beside the ways of the Most High God, and so we were punished for it. And he brought destruction because of us to punish us for what we did. But because of allowing Deborah to rise as a prophetess and a judge, the Most High God we had to fight for it, but the Most High God allowed us to win victory and at that time cease the oppression from the Canaanites.
Right. 10. Ye that ride upon white asses, ye that sit on rich cloths, and ye that walk by the way tell of it, louder than the voices of archers by the watering trough. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yehovah, even the righteous acts of his rulers in Yisrael. Then the people of Yehovah went down to the gates. Awake, awake, Deborah, awake, awake, utter a song. Arise, Barak, and lead thy captivity captive, thou son of Abinoam. Then he made a remnant to have dominion over the nobles and the people. Yehovah made me have dominion over the mighty.
So we shouldn't, if it wasn't for God, we wouldn't have defeated the Canaanites, because the Canaanites were one of the 7 nations that were greater and mightier than us. Right. So of course, like they were stronger, they had more people. So they, in any other scenario, they would have defeated us. But with the Most High God on our side, He allowed us to defeat them. And so it talks about how He talks about all these people, the people on the donkeys, the people who are by the waters. All these people were able to see this victory, and for us, for Israelites to see it, it gives us a greater sense of pride that, oh, the Most High God has our backs. Amen. Because otherwise, it could be hearsay, oh, did you hear that we defeated the Canaanites? But for us to see it, it really reinstated that confidence in the Most High God, that it shouldn't have disappeared, but it kind of strengthened it, because we are very, as you see in the Tanakh, we constantly stray and go aside from the word of the Most High God and His commandments, seeking things that are for naught. And it also, in the previous verses, it discusses Yael. They're thanking Yael because she played a very important part in this battle, because she killed the captain Sisera. And so it's going to discuss what the situation was later, but it was important to make mention of her and look at Deborah, because both were important female leaders within our nation. Amen. And this relates to the mention of Miriam as a prophetess and the role that she played in Israel during the time, during Moses' time and everything. So it's like, and even as we looked last week, and we're going to look this week at Naomi and Ruth, Naomi played a significant part in Ruth's life, to the point where she was able to adopt the practices, the Israelite practices, and praise the Most High God. And she was the great-grandmother of King David. So it is important that we recognize that we have important women in our midst, and it's important to give recognition to them in order to show that it's not just one-sided. Everybody should work together in order to give praise to the Most High God and do all that's necessary to be done.
Amen. 14. Out of Ephraim came those whose root is in Amalek. After thee, Benjamin among thy peoples. Out of Machir came down governors, and out of Zebulun they that handle the martial staff. And the princes of Yissaschar were with Deborah. And Yissaschar so was Barak. Into the valley they rushed forth at his feet. Among the divisions of Reuben there were great resolves of heart. Why sattest thou among the sheepfolds, to hear the piping for the flocks? At the divisions of Reuben there were great searchings of heart. Gilad abode beyond the Jordan. And Dan, why dost thou sojourn by the ships? Asher dwelt at the shore of the sea, and abideth by its ways.
Can you go to Judges 4, verse 6?
Chapter 4, verse 6. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And when she sent and called Barak, the son of Abinawam, out of Kodesh Naphtali, and she said unto him, Hath not Yehovah the God of Yisrael commanded, saying, Go and draw out toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 of the children of Naphtali, and of the children of Zebulun? And I will draw out unto thee the brook Kishon Sisera, the captain of Yabin's army, with his chariots and with his multitude, and I will deliver him into thy hand.
So, Barak was a part of the tribe of Naphtali, and with Zebulun and Issachar being close by, it was easy for them to be called in order to battle the Canaanites.
Amen.
The other tribes, it was more difficult to get to that, get by the brook Kishon. So it could have been people did not want to fight, or they weren't able to get there. And with the mention of Ephraim, they came rooted in Amalek. There may have been strife between those two nations, making it difficult for Ephraim to leave their territory. Amen. To fight against the Canaanites when they're having conflict with the Amalekites. Amen. This also relates to the Torah portion, because it discusses how the Amalek has always been a thorn in our side. Amen. And it shows, like, because of the way that they have oppressed Israel, they also will be blotted out from history because of what they've done to Israel. And so of course, it's important to give thanks to the people who play a part. Like, of course, the Most High God appoints people for certain things. Amen. But when people are doing certain jobs, it's important to give them the recognition, because it's not just them. They deserve to be recognized for what they're doing. And so I think that this is what a significant part of this is doing, with mentioning Zebulun, Issachar, and Naphtali, because they did fight in the battle, and they deserve that recognition for it.
Amen. 18. Recognize, huh? Okay. 18. Zebulun is a people that jeopardize their lives unto death. and Naphtali upon the high places of the field. The kings came, they fought. Then fought the kings of Canaan and Tanakh by the waters of Megiddo. They took no gain of money. They fought from heaven. The stars in their courses fought against Sisera. The brook Kishon swept them away, that ancient brook, the brook Kishon. O my soul, tread them down with strength. Then did the horse hoof stamp by reason of the prancings of the mighty ones.
And so it's this is more figurative. So it's discussing how the Most High God had played a role in it, talking about how he used like natural forces like the river and like the fight from heaven. These are all talking about the ways that the Most High God interfered for us to get this victory against Canaan.
Amen. 23. Curse ye Meroz, said the angel of Yahweh. Curse ye bitterly the inhabitants thereof, because they came not to the help of Yahweh, to the help of Yahweh against the mighty.
So Meroz is a city in Naphtali. So because Naphtali was in that general area where they were informed that they needed to come to fight, for them to not come fight, they're going to be cursed because they were supposed to come, and for them to not help the Most High God's people, and even like these are their people, for them not to participate in the battle, they're going to be cursed for that.
Amen. 24. Blessed above women shall Yael be, the wife of Heber the Kenite. Above women in the tent shall she be blessed. Water he asked. Milk she gave him. In a lordly bowl she brought him curd. Her hand she put to the tent pin, and her right hand to the workman's hammer. And with the hammer she smote Sisera, she smote him through his head. Yea, she pierced and struck through his temples. At her feet he sunk. He fell, he lay. At her feet he sunk, he fell. Where he sunk, there he fell down dead.
So if you look at, this is just recounting the events that were recorded in Judges 4. So Sisera ran away from the battle, and so he ended up at the tent of Yael. So he told her, oh, if anybody asks, did anyone come here, don't tell them. So he asked for some water, thinking he was going to get comfortable in the tent, and she gave him milk, so he fell asleep, because milk does that to people. So he so he drank the milk, he laid down, and so she took, like it talked about the curds, so she took the tent peg, she put it in his temple, and she hit it, and it killed him. So she's they're thanking her for that role that she played, because she was responsible for the death of the captain while there was also the battle going on. So it was very difficult. Like, they couldn't recover from that, the Canaanites. And so they mention her a lot because of that role that she played. Again, going back to the significance of how women played a role in Israel.
28. Through the window she looked forth and peered, the mother of Sisera through the lattice. Why is his chariot so long in coming? Why tarry the wheels of his chariots? The wisest of her princesses answered her. Yea, she answered to herself. Are they not finding? Are they not dividing the spoil? A damsel, 2 damsels to every man. To Sisera a pot of a spoil of dyed garments, a spoil of dyed garments of embroidery. 2 dyed garments of embroidery for the neck of every spoiler.
And so this is like what they believe is what they're saying is happening in the song. Because the Canaanites were such a great nation, they assumed that maybe it was taking so long for them to return because they were still trying to collect and disperse the spoils of war. Because they don't know yet that Sisera was killed and that he ain't coming back, and they're not dispersing any spoils. They dispersing themselves across the field trying to find their way back home. So this is just talking about how it's great that we were able to defeat them, because it seems that everyone would have assumed that in a battle against a small nation like Yisrael, they were going to be victorious. But because we had the Most High God saving us and on our side, they were defeated.
31. So perish all thine enemies, O Yahweh. But they that love him be as the sun when it goeth forth in its might. And the land had rest 40 years. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So they ended off like all those people who hate the Most High God, or Israelites even. It may not be an intentional hate, but by not following the laws of statutes and commandments of the Most High God, you show that you hate the Most High God. And so they're going to perish. The people who follow all his commandments, they're going to be uplifted. And while the land was not every tribe and territory within Israel that was peaceful, there was some peace for the next 40 years. Thanking the Most High God for my life, the life of my family, and all of you here. Shabbat Shalom.
Thanking the Most High God for our sister, Gaveret. Y'all know Ta'ir did that, right? Tisanya, Batsamah Zakar, Vendan, and her words. She's very intelligent. She studies. She understands what she's reading. And we thank the Most High God for her words and the fact that she puts in the time to study, and she does it willingly. You know, we just put her on the list. Okay, where's my portion? Okay. She doesn't, no, I don't want to be on the list. Why don't you call somebody else? Right? Right? Hint, hint.
Talk about it.
It'd be nice if we get some other sisters to come up here. Hint, hint.
Right.
Maybe they just need to be put on the list.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
Right.
Talk about it.
This is the hot seat, though. But we have some very intelligent women in this place.
Amen.
This I know. They're very diligent when it comes to reading and studying and schooling. So breaking down portions will be easy for them. You know, and I thank the Most High God for that. And at this time, I will ask you to stand as I call before you our teacher of the morning, even our chief Levite, our elder, Rosh Kohath, Ben Lewi, Ben Yisrael.
Hallelujah.
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 Be seated, please. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Blessed be the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and God of Yaakov. Amen. The great, mighty, revered God, the Most High God, our sustainer, our life-giving, our all in all.
Amen.
We can't do anything unless we invoke God to be successful.
Amen.
Because He is in charge of everything.
Amen.
You can't go on your own and think everything gonna work out right. You know, a lot of people that I know, they don't invoke God in the new endeavor, and they never make it. I've known a lot of people that say, you know, after I retire, I'm going to Panama, build a nice house, and live like a king. It never happened. They go to Panama, and for one reason or another, they die. Trust me. Because man proposed, and Most High God disposed. In that, the wicked people, just that they didn't put God in the equator. That's all they did. You didn't put God, you didn't acknowledge God, that if God willing, and you have to have that always in your mouth, even if you don't know God. Because I didn't know God, and Mommy don't know God like that, but she always said, God willing. That's what she says. We going to the beach Sunday, Mommy? She said, if God willing. She didn't say J.C. willing. She never called a white boy. Yeah, she never called him. She always called if God willing. So you always have to invoke God in everything that we do.
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
I want to thank God for every one of your life today, and thank God for continuing to give us food, clothing, and shelter. You need a place to live in this type of weather. That's right. Trust me, you need a place to abode. You just can't do it in the train. The train is too cold. And the conductor usually leave the door open when the train stops. And he can close it to keep the place warm, but he don't. So you can't live in the train. And you need to go to the shelter. I've seen people in the train, and it hurt my heart because after a while sitting down in the train that long, your feet became swollen, bad circulation. So we have to pray for our people. A lot of people are hurting.
Amen.
Our people are hurting. This is the richest country in the world, but our people are hurting. And you have to pray. You can't be selfish and think that everything is okie-dokie with you. You have to pray for them. If you're godly, you need to pray for them. You need to ask God to help them and have mercy and compassion upon them. That's what we do as a people that recognize that God is God and God alone.
Amen.
This portion is Beshalach. I'm not just going to start with Beshalach. It doesn't work like that. When you're talking about history, you just can't say, well, he pop up like a pimple. It doesn't work like that. Because Beshalach just telling you guys what's taking place. But there's a lot of things that took place before. You know, the gentleman that here, Moshe Rabbeinu, you got to remember, he was a goodly child. His mother had him for 3 months. She put him in a basket in the Nile River. The sister followed the basket. Pharaoh's wife, daughter, pick him up and name him Moshe. And she came, she raised him. He became a prince. The mother took him back. We don't know what name the mother gave him, what Jochebed named. What was the name when Jochebed gave him? Because Jochebed named Aharon and Miriam. So what you call this guy? Baby? Hey, I'm just saying, you know. It's her child. She had to name him.
Number
3. Yeah, number 3 won't work. But it was a baby and he was a goodly child.
Amen.
Hello? Tell him I'm not here. He was a goodly child. And he was raised by the mom and also the daughter of Pharaoh. And so he knows both sides of the world. And he grew up, his father's name was Amram and his mother Jochebed. So we have to have a little story about the guy. I just can't come here and give you Beshalach and that's it. Go. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. You have to little touch here and there, and I'm going to give you the whole story about it because that we would do that and Pesach. But Moshe was born from Amram and Jochebed. He had a sister by the name of Miriam and a brother Aharon. He killed an Egyptian, and his own people snitching him, and he had to run and go to Midian. Right. Yeah, they're snitching him. Yeah. I'm just giving you a little touch. He went to Midian, and Yitro asked his daughters, "How come you came back that soon?" So the Egyptian help us with the shepherd around. And he said, "Why don't you call the man so he can have something to eat?" And he came, and Midian, Jethro gave him a daughter, Zipporah. And he had 2 children with her. He had Gershom and Eleazar.
Amen. And
one day he decided to go in the far end of Midian to graze the sheep. And he stand up in a place, and all of a sudden the angel, poof, there's a fire going on in the tree. And he said, "I'll stand aside and watch this sight. How come the fire's blazing, but the tree is not burning?" And God did that on purpose, because he wanted to make sure to get his attention.
Amen.
That's what the angel did, and then God spoke to him. God called him by the name that the Egyptian woman gave him. See, God didn't call him Frank. God called him the name that the Egyptian queen woman gave him. So that name is solid. His mother didn't give him that name. The Egyptian woman gave him that name because she said, "I draw you out of water, so I call you Moshe."
Amen.
Okay, so then that's how it started. And God said, "I've heard the cry of the people of Israel, and I promise that I'll get them out of the bondage of Pharaoh." Pharaoh, there was a Pharaoh that rose up and said that, "Who's God? I don't know God." He's a new Pharaoh. Right. And he was thinking a lot. He's a thinker. And he says, "The children of Israel is more than us." And what happened if we war start and they go aside with the enemy and, defeat us? So let us deal wisely with them. That was the evil that came upon him, because we've been there for the longest time in Goshen, having a good time. And we did multiply a lot because there was plenty of food, plenty of wine, and when there's plenty of food and wine, you get plenty of children.
Let's see. Okay.
because your heart is gladdened. Because they said bread make the heart glad. That's how that works. If you have enough food and good things at out, your heart is gladdened. So then, therefore, there come children. So now, God is coming. God has done a lot of. There's 10 plagues that He gave to Egyptians, and then we coming out now of Egypt because God took us out with a strong hand and a stretched out arm. And let's continue what the rest will continue. What God with Pharaoh is going on with.
We're in a portion of Beshalach, which is found in the book of Shemot, which is Exodus chapter 13, verse 17. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And it came to pass when Paro had let the people go, that God led them not by the way of the land of the Philistines, although it was near. For God said, lest peradventure the people repent when they see war, and they return to Egypt. Okay. The Most High God know that we're not warriors. We was always contented in Goshen, and He don't want to take us to Gaza, because that's the first city you're going to see when you go straight across from Goshen. Gaza. The Philistines run that. They already have about 6 or 7 kings already. We don't have any king yet. We just a set of people that are coming out from bondage. So He said, no, I'm not going to bring them there. Not only that you don't want to take us there, which is nearer to going to Canaan land, but the Philistines got Gaza, they got Ekron, they got a lot of stuff going on with them. They have a society already set up, and we're not warriors like that. So He decided that He would take us a different way because He's setting up Pharaoh. He's setting Pharaoh up because He's going to do a number on Pharaoh. He already killed the firstborn. Because Pharaoh had a thing going on for us that every male child that born, he threw them in the Nile River. Yeah, that's evil. It's all evil. So God is going to pay him back. God built him special for that, to show His might to him. So then, let's read on, my brother. Let's continue. 18. But God led the people about by the way of the wilderness, by the Red Sea. And the children of Yisrael went up armed out of the land of Egypt. And Moshe took the bones of Yosef with him. For he had straitly sworn the children of Yisrael, saying, God will surely remember you, and ye shall carry up my bones away hence with you.
You remember that? That's in Genesis 50? That Joseph saying, and his father probably told him that. Because he wasn't a prophet. He said, God will remember you and get you to this place. So Abba probably told him that. And you will take my bone out of here. And the promise stayed here, and they did brought his bone out. Even though it's been years ago that Joseph spoke about it, but they was bringing out his body to bury him in the land that where he came from, Canaan land. Read on, my brother.
20. And they took their journey from Sukkot, and they camped in Etam, in the edge of the wilderness. And Jehovah went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them by the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, that they may go day and night, that they may go by day and night. The pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night departed not from before the people.
Yeah, Jehovah is the angel of Jehovah is have the cloud in the day to follow them, and at night they have vision. Wow. And that is, our forefathers didn't pay attention to that because of the bondage that it was in. But we as us that reading it, you can imagine that sight. You can imagine that sight. Just try to imagine that sight and see the works of God that for a people that the world despise.
Amen.
Yeah, nobody liked the black man. I don't care where you go. Trust me, I've been around. I've been to Japan, Okinawa, Japan, and they said, don't go in that, they tell you, don't go into the club. And you go into the club and none of the Japanese women talk to you because the European man telling that at 12 o'clock we grow tail. I've been through some stuff. Yeah, and that's what they do. Everywhere that the European man touch, he give us a bad name. So that's because he understand that you have to stay on top.
Yes, exactly.
You understand? You have to stay on top. So he gonna badmouth us anytime he go anywhere. But it's just an envy because we are the people that God spoke to. We are the people that God loved. You understand me? We are the people that God's heart is set on us. And the world is angry with us because we messed that up. We messed that up with the Most High God, the creator of heaven and earth. So therefore we have to carry that burden of that bad name. Nobody liked that. Nobody like us. Trust me, nobody like us. I'm a security guard in a senior citizen building, and I've seen people come, and one lady with a daughter, and she said, let's ask the security guard, we're building such and such. Don't ask them niggas, they don't know nothing. In Spanish. So don't ask them black people don't know nothing. Just like that. Without any spit. And she don't know me. And the daughter said, let's ask the security guard because he will know we're building such and such. Said, don't ask them black people nothing, they don't know nothing.
Spanish.
Yes, Spanish. And when she went by the Russian and asked them, the white people sitting on the bench, they said, no speaking, no speaking. I mean, they don't speak English. So the daughter came back to me. And when the daughter come up to me, I spoke Spanish. The mother nearly dropped dead.
Amen. Amen.
She became an ostrich. She wanted to put her head in the dirt. And I told her, you better be mindful. We're in the United States of America. There's all type of people here. And you just can't run your mouth like that. And I was going to jump all over the case. I'm tired of you with that. So, you know, nobody like us. Nobody like us because that European man spread that evil against us. And all this lie that he better than us and he better than us and we dumber than him and all this lie. And you know, the story, they have that story that we were slaves, we was enslaved. We was enslaved all this time. We come from king, we come from prophet, we come from priests. Okay? We wasn't always slave. All right? We are people that intellectual knowledge. We have statutes, ordinance, and commandment. Okay? That nobody have. The world don't have this here. But we messed up. We messed that up, and God was angry with us, but he still loves us. He still loves us because whatever happened, he bring us out of that bondage. He still loves us. We have a bad reputation with the Most High God, and in our coming back, we need to be mindful of how we deal with God.
Yes.
Just be careful, just mindful. Don't take it for granted. You know, don't take it for granted. Don't think that you're privy to this year. You're not privy to this year. This is a thing that God decided to bring you here, and he know you can do better. He know you can do good. So do good.
Amen.
So do good. Praise him the right way, admonish him, and make him be your savior. Because he will be. Trust me. I'm thanking God for the 71st year that he gave me. I'm thanking God for that. I have to do that because most of my friends that came with me, they perished. So I have to thank God for that. You know, you have to give God thanks for everything that he gave you. And I've seen a lot of my friends that we came here in the 60s and the 70s and, you know, whatever happened, whatever. But let's continue with this thing here.
Chapter 14, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Yisrael that they turn back and encamp before Pi-Hahirot, between Migdal and the sea, before Baal-Zephon. Over against it shall ye encamp by the sea. And Paro will say of the children of Israel, they are entangled in the land. The wilderness have shut them in.
This is what happened here. In Pi-Hahirot and Baal-Zephon, there's mountain. So we can't go here, we can't go here. We have to go across the Sea of Reed. So that's what God is setting up here. Because Paro said, they can't go nowhere. And God did it for purpose. You understand? He did it for purpose because he's going to get his name in Paro. You understand? He's setting him up for this. It's for the kill. This is the last you're going to see Paro. And God is setting it up real nice, but we don't know because we don't know the works of God. We are people that just come out of slavery. We want everything to come at our hand, and that's what happened to our people. That's all this is. Moshe know what's going on a little bit, not too much, because every once in a while, because at one time Moshe said, why are you so evil with these people? I've come to Paro and you didn't let the people go. So he too is part, he's a human being. We are human beings too. So, you know, that's how it went. But the Most High God have a plan, and his plan going to work perfectly. because it was easy for him to just go straight from Goshen straight down to Gaza and go to Canaan land, easy. He said, no, I must set him up. I must set him up between Piharot and Bahal Zephon. It's all hill and mountain. We can't go here. We can't go back here, so we have to cross over the sea. The Red Sea. Read on, my brother.
4. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he shall follow after them. And I will get me honor upon Paro and upon all his hosts. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Jehovah. And they did so. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people were fled. And the heart of Pharaoh and his servants were turned toward the people, and they said, what is this that we have done? That we have let Yisrael go from serving us.
That's what they wanted, to serve us. And that's what this country is all about too, to serve them.
That's right.
We are the foundation of this country.
Come on.
Let me tell you something about that. This country become the most powerful country in the world because they had slavery.
Slave labor.
Slave labor, free labor. They never pay us a nickel.
Right.
And we are the foundation of this country. And anytime we leave, it's done.
Yes.
Count yourself as great. Anytime we leave here, this place crumbles. Because we are the base of this place. We are the place of this place. And they know who we are. You know why? Because in the 1700s, there was more blacks that were slaves in South Carolina. And they realized that these are the people from the book. Put them in jail. So we got 1.2 million black men in jail. Guyana have only 800,000 people, inhabitants in that country. So there's more people in jail in the United States than certain countries.
Right.
Take that. And they have the population control.
Yes.
They have to put the men in jail because that's the only way that we be 13% of the nation. So they, by hindsight, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They wrote this book in English, you know, and they read it. They understand it. You think they don't stay with, Joe Blow, check this out. Ain't this the Negroes? Yeah, that's gotta be that. That's gotta be the Negroes. Our history is right here. We are the only ones that don't know it because God has punished us and blamed us with that because the way we behave with God, our forefathers. You know, I don't like to talk bad about our forefathers because I'm not in that position. So I'll be very careful and mindful how I talk about them, even though they did what they did. God lead this year and records us so that we not to do what they did. That's all. But I'm not going to talk bad about them because I don't want, I'm in front of God people and God invite me to this meeting. So I had to be very careful with my word. Let's go to Ecclesiastic 5. Let's all of us go to Ecclesiastic 5. And you see what Ecclesiastic 5 says. Read it for me so that we can be careful when we come up here and talk. 5, just on the top, at the top. On the top.
We're in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thy heart be hasty to utter a word before God.
Right.
For God is in heaven, and thou art upon earth, therefore let thy words be few.
That's it. Be careful.
Shut your mouth.
Watch your mouth. Oh, you're talking about your ancestors? Because we came from them.
That's right.
We came from them. You can't, I know sometimes you read it and you scratch your head, why they did this, why they did that. That's them. That's them. God still loved them. You're going to see 100 years after, God spoke to Balak and Balaam and let them know, look, these are people that I love. These are the blessed people. Don't try to curse them because he loved us. Only him can talk about us. And we can't talk about it like that. So we have to be very careful how we talking about ancestors. You know, because we get very uppity hop and say, oh, but they're stupid. No, they wasn't stupid. They were people asleep. And they did things that maybe you might do worse.
Amen.
Because Israel today is in a bad state. Today, you look at Israel today, they're worse than our fathers. They're worse than our fathers. Because Israel didn't kill their parents over there. No, children, Israelite killing their parents over here. And the grandmother, they beating up their grandmother. So we've been worse than those people that came through They came out of Egypt. Let's read on, my brother.
6. And he made ready his chariots, and took his people with him. And he took 600 chosen chariots, and all the chariots of Egypt, and captains over all of them. And Yahweh hardened the heart of Paro, king of Egypt. And he pursued after the children of Israel, for the children of Israel went out with a high hand.
Okay, Paro got the United States Marine Corps, the Army Rangers, and the Navy SEAL. The best.
Right.
He gonna wipe us out. He got the best. And the Most High God, that's what the Most High God wanted. He wanted that. He can savor that. We don't know because God hasn't spoken to us that he gonna wipe them out like that. Because we was afraid of them people. Because they had it, it's like here. It's like here, they have all the guns. That's why you see when we have a little riot, hell no, we won't go, no justice, no peace. The first thing the guy from the Channel 5 said, oh, we want a race war? And you got all the damn gun? That's the first thing they ask you, do you guys want a race war? But you got all the M50. You got all the guns. So what you want us to do? Throw what, stone at you? And they would like a race war. Yeah, it's got to like to clean us up. Yeah, but then that would never happen. Because one or two people might have a little pea shooter here and there, but then run out the bullet. And then that's the end of that. Because they got all the guns. And this is Paro here, got all the ammunition, and he's coming with the best. And that would spook anyone. He look to wipe us out. And that's what the Most High wanted, for him to bring his best. Because the best gonna meet the Most High God.
Amen.
Let's read on, my brother.
9. And the Egyptians pursued after them.
Oh, yeah.
And all the horses and chariots of Paro and his horsemen and his army,
And
overtook them encamping by the sea. Besides Pi-Hahiroth in the front of Baal-Zephon. And when Paro drew near, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians were marching after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto Yahweh.
Yes, they're petrified. Yeah. They didn't expect them to follow them. And Paro was in a daze when somebody said, yo, we let the Israelites let go. What are you doing? If I'm serving us, we got to get them people back here. Come on, we got that free work going. Yeah. What's going on? I'm not gonna do that work. That's right. You better get them people back here. So Paro, I said, Paro feel good that we're entangled in the land because we're in the wilderness of Egypt. That's where we are, in the wilderness of Egypt. We haven't crossed over yet. We're in the wilderness of Egypt. So Paro feeling well about themselves. I got him. Read on, my brother.
11. And they said unto Moshe, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore have thou dealt with us to bring us forth out of Egypt?
Because they're scared. They're scared, and they utter these type of words because they don't know better. They don't know better. They seen an army, a fierce army coming about them, and they utter words like that because they were scared. And Moshe, that great man, Moshe, he just took it like that. And he, because he loved his people too. He loved his people. And he took all that stuff that we put upon him, and he didn't break.
Amen.
Because he had love for his people. You understand me? And when you have love for your people, you have a thing that's called patience and tolerance. We need to learn that. We right here need to learn that. Love and tolerance. We need to learn that.
Amen.
It's not always a cutthroat thing that we always want to be against each other. You have to learn to tolerate sometimes. Right. We need to do that. We need to tolerate each other. Right. It's not every minute. It's not a pit bull session here. No, it's not a pit bull session. We need to tone it down sometime and look at each other as brothers and sisters. Yes. It's not always confrontation. That don't get us nowhere. All we do is make the Most High God laugh for us and say, look, they can't get it together. Right. That's what he does. We become a laughing stock of God. They can't get together. And we need to stop being a smoking God nostril. Let her cry. That's the way they administer. That's the way they speak. Let them cry. And that's what we need to do. We need to try and find a way that we can give each other more support than just come at each other with that anger. Give it to the white people. Yeah, give it to the people on your job. Yeah, give them that. Yeah. Speak to McCarthy and them like that. Yeah, and Stewart and them. Them like that. Yeah. Oh, Joe Bob. Speak to him like that. Give me a break. You know, let's sit down together and dialogue and see where we went wrong, and then I tell you, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. But we need to be more compassionate with each other because Moshe was very compassionate with us. Amen. He didn't have to. He didn't want that job. The job he did, and it stressed him out. And stress didn't invent yet. You're already stressed out. And there's no Excedrin here. Yeah, there's no Excedrin here. Now I leave. No bear aspirin. None of that. Just God. That's right. Let's read on.
12. Is this not the word that we spoke unto thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone that we may serve the Egyptians? For it were better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in this wilderness.
You didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me it was better for you to stay in Egypt. You didn't tell me that. But that's what fright does. But that's what terror does. It makes you speak words, other words that is not true. Yeah. It make up stuff. It make up stuff, but that's what they were scared. And they have a right to scare. They have to be afraid because they was about to deal with a terror army. Read on, my brother.
13. And Moshe said unto the people, fear ye not. Stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will work for you today. For whereas ye have seen the Egyptians today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Yahweh will fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace.
Hold on. Hold on. See Moshe got it together? Stand still. Calm down. Because Jehovah will fight for us. And I'm not going to fight for you. Jehovah going to fight for you. The same God that gave him the 10 plague, he going to fight for you. Not me. I'm just a messenger here with you guys. So be steadfast. Be steadfast and hold tight. Wait, I said. Now we said it the best way. He said, wait, I said, wait on Jehovah. He said the best way. He had it together. That our king had it together. Don't worry about the Queen of England and but Markley and the pregnancy and all that crap. Don't mean nothing. Yeah, you got us all to hear about she getting pregnant and she's supposed to get pregnant. She having sex. You know, make a big thing over this and this. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I know they say, oh, Chief, you have to go there. Yes, I go in there. Because I'm from my people.
All right.
Yeah, I'm from my people. My people mean a lot to me. Because that's who I dwell with. And I'm not false in my way. I'm my people. You know, I'm my people. I don't know them from a can of paint, but I pray for them. Where I live, I pray for my people because they don't know better. They don't. They're down in the corner drinking and doing everything that's not right, but I pray for them because they are my people. Right. And why should I speak bad about them when I came from there? Right. I came from the same life, you know, drinking on Shabbat in the corner. Yeah. Shabbat, Saturday was the day you taste up. Yeah, you taste up and you close up to the laundry and you're waiting for tonight. Now tonight we're going to paint the place down. I came from that life. So, you know, I can't talk bad about them because that's all they know. Let's read on, my brother.
15. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, wherefore criest thou unto me? Yeah. Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. And lift up thy rod and stretch out thy hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go into the midst of the sea on dry ground.
Why are you crying unto me? You got the staff. Right. Yeah, you got the staff. You got the power. The power, I told you already from the beginning, I told you what you're going to be. You'll be instead of God. Right. So just spread that stuff out. And let's get to work. Right. And they're going to cross over on dry ground. I know you don't kind of believe it too, you know, because it seemed impossible. Right. It seemed impossible. Guess what? Let's see what works in the happening. Read on, my brother. Let's see where all this goes.
17. And I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall go in after them, and I will get me honor upon Paro, and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots, and upon all his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh when I have gotten me honor upon Paro, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen.
That's it. God let them Moshe know this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to serve them something very good. For all the what you call the ordinance that they did at my people, I have something for them. I'm going to make sure that you guys don't see them anymore. Let's read on, my brother.
19.
19.
And the angel of God, who went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And a pillar of cloud removed from before them and stood behind them. And it came between the camp of Egypt and the camp of Yisrael. And there was the cloud of darkness here, yet it gave light by night here, there.
Oh, that worked. Oh, that, listen, this, what's amazing thing here. The cloud went from here to over here and split in half, darkness over here, light over here. Is it two clouds? No, I think it's one cloud. It didn't say it was two clouds, one cloud, giving light here and giving darkness here. Fire and darkness. At the same time. Jehovah Shabbat, the Lord of hosts. You think it's easy? This is the God that called us back to serve him. We need to admonish this. We need to pay attention to the glory of God here. Yes. This is great. Our people didn't see it because they was afraid of the Egyptian. Right. But we reading this, it's like, whoa. I woke up this morning about what? I think about 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and I was up and, you know, meditating on the Most High God, because that's what you do when you want to come before God people. Amen. And you just don't come any old way. You ask God to please give you the words that you can bring unto him. That's what he does. Amen. That's what you do. You don't, you know, with God, what I realized with this great king, he wants you to speak truth. You don't have to give him all the big words. You know, the big words sound good, but he wants you to speak truth. He wants you to speak from your heart. He wants you to speak to people from the heart. That's what God is all about. Yeah. The big words, read when you go to the law firm. He wants you to speak truth. He wants you to make sure that people understand when you're speaking to his people. That's what it's all about. And God will always want you to speak for his people, not at your people. Because we are God people. We are God people. We're not D.C.B. people. We are God people. Amen. Let's get that clear. Let's get that clear. We are God people. And only him is our salvation. No one else. And only him we could pray to for salvation. No one else. Let's read on.
And the one came not near the other all the night. 21. And Moshe stretched out his hand over the sea. And Yehovah caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all the night, and made the sea dry land. And the waters were divided.
It's a strong, the Most High God doesn't work with abracadabra. Come on. He's not a magician. Right. It said a strong wind blow all night. So he do works. Right. He works when he do things. You understand? Yes, you understand at the beginning of time he called out the sun, the moon, and he said, let there be light. But here he's showing works. He's showing us that he does works. So you just don't do it. You never can come to get a new job unless you do the test. You have to do work. And God's showing us that he does work. So everything don't come just by handout. It doesn't work like that. Only the European get it like handout. Because it's like, in this world, it's like who you know. Sure. It's who you know. Most of the time it's who you know. Because you could pass a test, but then he get the job. It's who you know always. Read on, my brother.
22.
22.
And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground. And the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued, and went in after them into the midst of the sea, all Paro's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass in the morning watch that Jehovah looked forth upon the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and discomfited the host of the Egyptians.
It's not that Jehovah have eyes, it's just metaphorically that he saw everything, because he's the watcher. Jehovah is the watcher, and he's making sure that everything goes according to how we have set up. Yeah, let's read on, my brother. Let's get there. Where we at?
25.
25, yeah.
And he took off their chariots' wheels and made them to drive heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Yisrael, for Yehovah fighteth for them against the Egyptians.
Now, we and that's dry ground. But Jehovah took off the wheel after the chariot, and so they can't move fast. They can't move fast, and we crossing. We are ready, almost over ready, and the Egyptian is in the middle of the sea, and we over ready. That night, we crossed by night, and the Most High God make sure that we had that clearance to get to the other side. And the Egyptians decide that they will fall off, and they can't go back now because they're coming behind us. They can't go back. They just can't turn around in the chariot and go back. It's too late for that. Read on, my brother. Let's see what happened here.
26. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, stretch out thy hand over the sea, that the waters may come back upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moshe stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it. And Yahweh overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea, and the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, even all the hosts of Part O that went in after them into the sea. There remained not so much as one of them.
Good. And because Yahweh meant that that's what he wanted to do. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to do that because that's how he's going to get himself vengeance on him. And the Egyptian got caught up in that pillar of water coming right back over them. Got caught up. They couldn't go anywhere. Continue to read on, my brother.
29. But the children of Yisrael walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on the right hand and on their left. Thus Yahweh saved Yisrael that day out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Read on.
And Yisrael saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore.
Yes, they all was dead. Pothole, everybody dead. They got what they deserved. And one of the writers said that we went up with a high hand because it was jubilant. We were jubilant. We was glad that we came out of bondage, and we felt good about it. But it's not because we were proud or haughty. It's just because God saved us.
Right. Amen.
It's because God saved us, and we went up with a high hand, and we went up with all the gold and all the silver and all the blue and the purple and the scarlet. We borrowed from them. God said to borrow from your neighbor. We didn't thief it. We didn't take it from the Egyptian. He said borrow it. And God gave us favor in the sight of the Egyptian.
That's right.
That's what he did. He gave us favor in the sight of the Egyptian. And he gave us things that, well, we needed it. Because we worked free for a long time.
Long time.
A long time we put in work for free. So it was only right for them to pay us back in some way or another. Read on, my brother.
31. And Yisrael saw the great work which Yahweh did upon the Egyptians. And the people feared Yahweh, and they believed in Yahweh and in his servant Moses. Chapter 15, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Then sang Moshe and all the children of Israel this song unto Yahweh.
It's a song. It's a song. I don't know how Moshe sing it. We don't have the rhythm to it, but I guess maybe one day we'll make a rhythm to this. It's a song. Let's read on what the song says.
I will sing unto Yahweh, for he is highly exalted.
Amen.
The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. Yahweh is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. This is my God, and I will glorify him.
Hallelujah.
My father's God, and I will exalt him. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Paro's chariots and his hosts has he cast into the sea, and his chosen captains are sunk into the Red Sea. The deeps cover them, they went down in the depths like a stone. Thy right hand, O Yahweh, glorious in power.
Hallelujah.
Thy right hand, O Yahweh, dashes in pieces the enemy. And in the greatness of thine excellency, thou overthrowest them that rise up against thee. Thou sendest forth thy wrath, and it consumeth them in stubble. And with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were piled up.
That's the wind.
The flood stood upright as a heap. The depths were congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake. I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword, and my hand shall destroy them. Thou didst blow with thy wind, and the sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Who is like unto thee, O Yahweh, among the mighty?
Hey.
Who is like unto thee, glorious in holiness,
Hey.
fearful in praises, doing wonders? Thou stretchest out thy right hand, the earth swalloweth them. Thou in thy love hast led thy people, and thou hast redeemed.
In thy love. In thy love. God loves his people. There you go. In thy love. Not that hate, that love. So that's why I said we have to be very mindful when you're talking about them people. God loved them. The Most High God loved them. Continue to read, my brother. Thank you.
Thou hast guided them in thy strength to thy holy habitation. The people have heard and they tremble. Pangs have taken hold on them and on the inhabitants of Philistia. Then will the chiefs of Edom affrighted, the mighty men of Moab tremble and taken hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan are melted away.
Listen now, everybody know about this. Everybody in that neighborhood know what took place here. The Philistine, the Moabites. Years after, you're going to see. Everybody know about this opening of this Sea of Reed here. It's all over. It's all over. It's extra, extra. Read all about it. That's right. Everybody know this account here. Who don't know it because they don't want to know it, but everybody know this. Everybody know that the Sea of Reed was opening for people. And that God assuaged the people and brought them from slavery into a land that he promised them years ago. Everybody know this. And everybody trembled about this. Everybody was scared. Because nowhere in the world does a God go into a land and get a people out of bondage. Right. Nowhere. Amen. That's right. And that's our forefathers. Don't let nobody try to tell you that I saw a lady this morning about 4 o'clock. I'm watching it, just coming through the Torah, and there was a woman by the name of Rena Richman. She was talking about Amalek. But the thing about European, they're very confusing about this way of life. She was saying she was talking about the Israelite coming over in the Sea of Reed. And when she catch up with sex, she with the Jewish people. And she tied her tongue up. I said, well, what is it? The arena, is it Jewish or is it Israel? Because she can't get it together. Yeah, because it seemed like somebody said, well, what is it, Israel? Because they can't call themselves Israel.
Amen.
But they making sure that the history stay on them side. So it's not wrong for us to speak about our side, because they continue to lie about that they are the people. Right. You know, we don't have to be arrogant about it, but they're not the people. That's right. That's all they said.
It's just a fact.
You know, you don't have to go crazy about it, but they are not the people. They are not the people that God spoke to in Mount Oreb. No. Amen. We are the people that our ancestors did that. You understand? But they continue to tell that lie. And they have to keep it up like that because they already start out with a lie. So they can't change now. It's kind of too late for that. Right. It's kind of too late for them to go back and retrograde and say, well, you know, we really not the people. Because they've been lying for the longest time. And the only way they're going into that land is because of the Balfour Declaration. An English guy brought them in there, right, named Balfour.
Right. Amen.
We have to know our history, you know?
Yeah. Amen.
You just can't read it just like this. You need to get the history we have from whence we came.
That's a fact.
The Balfour Declaration got them inside here.
That's a fact.
Okay? Because that's not their land. It's not their land. But, you know, I'm not here to step on them or treat them bad, whatever, because they serve God. You understand? But they're not the people that God spoke to at Mount Oreb. It was my people. Yes. That's all this. That's all I have to say. And I need people to understand that it's my forefathers, not them. They're doing it because good, and I understand that they're doing it. It's good, but they're not the people, and that's all I got to say about that. Let's continue to read that song, my brother.
16. Terror and dread fall upon them. By the greatness of thine arm, they are still as a stone. Till thy people pass over, O Yahweh, till thy people passed over that thou hast gotten. Thou bringest them in and plantest them in the mountain of thine inheritance. The place, O Yahweh, which thou hast made for thee to dwell in. The sanctuary, O Yahweh, which thy hands have established. Yahweh shall reign forever and ever.
Hallelujah.
For the horses of Pharaoh went in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea, and Yahweh brought back the waters of the sea upon them. But the children of Yisrael walked on dry ground in the midst of the sea. And Miriam the prophetess, the sister of Aharon, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with their timbrels and with their dances. And Miriam sang unto them, Sing unto Yahweh, for he is highly exalted. The horse and his rider has he thrown into the sea.
So even Miriam became God made her a prophet, a prophetess, and she's singing also, and everybody's singing. Everybody's jubilant. Because we won't see the Egyptian for quite a while. It would come thousands of years before we know anything about Egypt. But we are glad that God brought us over with a strong hand and a stretched out arm. Yes. That's what he did. So everybody's singing. Moshe sing this old song here, and Miriam put in her piece. And we're glad we crossed over.
Amen.
And Torah Yah for that. Okay, let's see how this continues, all this good things going to go. And Moshe what?
22. And Moshe led Israel onward from the Red Sea. And they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days into the wilderness and found no water.
Okay.
And when they came to Mara, they could not drink of the waters of Mara, for they were bitter.
Yes.
Therefore the name of it was called Mara.
Bitter.
And the people murmured against Moses, saying, What shall we drink?
Okay, here we go.
And he cried unto Yahweh, and Yahweh showed him a tree.
Yes.
And he cast the tree into the waters, and the waters were made sweet.
Okay, and so here we are now, we are a little antsy.
Yeah.
You know, time without water, we want to drink something fast. Because, you know, you hear the word that you never miss the water till the well runs dry.
Yeah.
And you never thirsty until there's no water.
Yeah.
And that's all the mind word. Hey, I keep ring. You're thirsty all day. But that's just the mind.
Right.
And y'all know that how long you can be without water.
That's right.
Y'all know that. He made the body.
Amen.
He know you're not going to be parched.
Okay.
Amen.
You understand? He know how long you can go without water. But then anxiety set in and we don't see water, so we want water.
Yeah.
Because that's how the mind works. And they murmured, and it catch Moshe here. And he said, man, I mean, we just come over to God just shows all his greatness, and you already start murmuring, like, hold up for a while, you know?
Already.
Oh, you know, like,
Already.
calm down for a while. But then God showed him a tree. The water was bitter. God showed him a tree, put it inside the water, and it becomes sweet. So now we're good.
Yeah.
We good. There's plenty of water, and we're drinking and having a good time. We're feeling good. You're feeling good. All right, let's read on.
There he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved them.
Yes.
26.
And
he said, If thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of Yahweh thy God, and will do that which is right in his eyes, and will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of the diseases upon thee, which I have put upon the Egyptians, for I am Yahweh that healeth thee.
Okay. It's not Dr. Haas.
Yeah. Not him.
It's not him. It's Yahweh.
Amen.
He healed you.
Yes.
Okay? He gives the physician that power to heal. Because the physician has to take a hold that he's here to heal people. God does that. He does everything. Once we acknowledge that he do everything, we be all right. That there's nothing that we can do on our own.
Amen.
Nothing.
Amen.
Nothing we can do on our own and succeed. Because we have a God that we could call upon. He said, I'll be your God, and for crying out loud, you'll be my people. That's where I go. So why try to do something on your own when you have a God? That wouldn't make any sense. You know, we need to realize that, and he said it right here. He said, if you do all this great thing that I tell you to do, I will not put none of the diseases that I put on the Egyptians. What they had, I don't know. But he put some disease in them.
That's right.
He plagued them with disease. And you don't want none of those diseases that he put on the Egyptian on us.
Amen.
It sure wasn't arthritis. Now high blood pressure is a disease. Read on, brother.
27.
Mm-hmm.
And they came to Elim,
Yeah.
where there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there by the waters.
More water. Now this is Poland Spring here. Yeah, this is Poland here. Yeah, Poland Spring. 12 spring and 70 palm trees, so there's cooling and there's relaxation and a lot of water to feel good.
Amen.
Because God does it that day. You know, God proves us, and eventually He will give you what we want. But at His time, in His time, not in your time. When He's ready, and He has to prove us.
Yes, sir.
If we will listen to Him, we will hearken to Him and do the things that He wants us to do. That's how it works with God. God is, you know, give me and I give you. Yeah, that's how it works with God. You know, God is not the parents that when you behave bad, they still buy you $300 sneakers. That's not that God. You know, He says, if you will do this with me, then I'll do this with you.
Right.
So you give me, I give you back.
Amen.
So we need to teach our children the same way God treats our ancestors. You give me good grade, I give you this. That's how it goes. You go to school and behave yourself, I give you this. That's how it works. That's how it works. It works, you give me and I give you. And it's only fair that you give me and I give you back. That's it, it's only fair. Let's read on, my brother.
Chapter 16, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And they took their journey from Elim. And all the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai,
They get
on,
there.
on the 15th day of the 2nd month after their departing out of the land of Egypt.
We had been no time. You know, some people said that we knew time.
That's right.
It's talking about the 2nd month and 15th day. We knew time.
Right.
And people said, oh, well, we didn't have a clock them days, but we knew time. Come on. We knew about time. God already spoke about, and the 14th day at dusk,
Right.
the first month.
Amen.
You know, we knew, yeah, we knew time.
That's right.
We wasn't a dumb people. Come on, people.
Amen.
You know, Israelites sometimes, you know, they get beside themselves and they just want to be smarter than God.
Right.
And that make them look foolish. Because we knew time and we knew date. We knew time and date. We deal with a merciful God and a God that knows all.
We had a calendar.
And you don't have to have no calendar. We didn't have no calendar. We didn't have to have no calendar with horoscope. And God gave us the time. He know what He's doing. You know, so when Israelite God said, well, we didn't have no clock and we didn't have to sing, but we knew time. We knew time for crying out loud. We knew time. Let's read on, my brother.
2.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole congregation. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moshe and against Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, would that we had died by the hand of Yahweh in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, when we did eat bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill us, with this whole assembly with hunger.
It doesn't work like that. Hold up for a moment.
Okay.
Hold up for a moment. I know you're hungry, but God knows how your stomach can go, how long your stomach can go. I mean, you don't get no bread right now, calm down. And you need to get clean out anyway from all that stuff that you eat in Egypt.
Right.
Yeah, you need to get that stuff out first.
Right.
Then we start giving you something that can alleviate all that filth that you have.
Amen.
All God is doing is cleaning us out.
Yes.
But we're impatient in spirit.
Yes, sir.
It's our people, our God people, to be impatient in spirit. And we want something to eat. And we knew, you know, we missed the curry goat and the peas and rice. And we missed the oxtail. We missed all of that. The fried fish. We missed the leeks. You know, the garlic. Yeah, we missed all of that. But come on, you were getting whipped with that.
That's right.
You was getting a whipping and then you eat that.
Right.
So now you complain about when you step at the flesh pot and you eat at will, but you're getting beaten too. It wasn't coming free, but that's our forefathers. They're impatient in spirit, and that's how things happen. Let's read on and see what all that goes.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Then said Yahweh unto Moshe,
Okay.
behold, I will cause to rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a day's portion every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my way, my law, or not.
Yeah.
And it shall come to pass on the 6th day that they shall prepare that which they bring in, and that shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
Okay, he's setting up this day.
Yeah.
God is setting up the holy Shabbat day.
Right.
That's what he's doing. He's getting us prepared for this great day, the blessed day, the day that he blessed, the holy Shabbat day. He said, I'll give you bread. They don't know where the bread gonna come from because there's no bakery around here. But let's see how that works. And God is letting us know that this is what I'm gonna do. I said, I prepare that which, and he said, prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. So in the 6 days, he let you know that you're gonna have more bread in 6 days, because let's read.
6. And Moshe and Aharon said unto all the children of Israel at even, ye shall know that Yahweh hath brought you from the land of Egypt, and in the morning ye shall see the glory of Yahweh, for that he have heard your murmurings against Yahweh. And what are we that ye murmur against
I didn't
us?
bring you here. I didn't cross you over that sea of reed. God did that.
Right.
So what are we that you murmur against us? Not me. Don't murmur against us, because I don't have that power.
Right.
Me and my brother don't have that power to bring you over here. God did that. So just be patient. That's all he's trying to make them understand. Be patient. But like I said, they're impatient of spirit. If they don't see it right away, they want it now.
Right.
They want it yesterday.
Right.
And that's how we are. That's how we are the people. That's how we are the people. We want it yesterday. Let's read on and see how far this is going.
8. And Moshe said, this shall be, when Yahweh shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, for that Yahweh heareth your murmurings which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against Yahweh.
Moshe took him to wash his hand from it one time. You're not murmuring against me. You're murmuring against the God that brought you out of the land of Egypt with a strong hand and a stretched out arm. You're murmuring against him. And that's a problem. He heard you murmuring. So be careful how you're murmuring, because you may be uttering things that is not right. So be careful. Let's read on.
9. And Moshe said unto Aharon, say unto the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before Yahweh.
Yes.
And he have heard your murmurings. And it came to pass, as Aharon spoke unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of Yahweh appeared in the cloud.
We don't know what it looked like.
Right.
There's a place, eventually when the teacher come up, you will see that in Exodus, I think it's 25:17. I think, is that 25? I think it's, 24, 25. I think it's 24. In a time that, I think it's Exodus 24, when 24:10, that they saw the glory of Jehovah was clear for clarity and like a sapphire stone. We will see that eventually. It will come about. The teacher will bring that eventually. But this is the glory of Jehovah, showing we don't know what it looked like, because God don't give you no similitude of what it looked like.
24:10,
So 24:10? Yes, 24:10. So that's what it looked. That's what the glory appeared to be. We don't know what it looked like, but the book telling you that they saw the glory of Yah. Let's read on.
11.
11.
And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, at dusk ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning shall ye be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh your God. And it came to pass at even that the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning there was a layer of dew round about the camp.
The chicken came out. It's chicken. It's quail. It's flesh. And we love flesh. That's why we love chicken. And listen, we came up with goat and cow and camel and all of that, you know. But we like chicken. God gave us chicken. It's easy to cook. And it's not too much blood. And it tastes good. Don't care if you fry it, bake it, fricassee, boil it. It tastes good. Chicken tastes good. Chicken. I'm a chicken guy. You can keep all your pulled steak and all your lamb and so forth. I love chicken. I love baked chicken. I like fried chicken. I like steamed chicken. Jerk chicken. No, I think it's chicken. I love a yard bird. And it digests easy too. Yeah, the steak take long to digest. You can't sleep all night. It's still riding you. I don't like that. Yeah, because steak is hard to break out. But chicken, you eat it. Chicken and fish, easy. Digest easy. You can jump in your cake right away. But steak, you have to wait a while to digest before you touch up on cake. Let's read on.
14. And when the layer of dew was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness was a fine scale-like thing, fine as hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, What is it? For they knew not what it was. And Moshe said unto them, It is the bread which Jehovah hath given you to eat. This is the thing which Jehovah hath commanded. Gather ye of it every man according to his eating. And omer a head according to the number of your persons shall ye take it. Every man for them that is in his tent. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered some more, some less. And when they did meet it out with an omer, he that gathered too much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating.
Yeah, that's how it goes. God making sure that whatever you gather is an omer. That's it, nothing left. And it's bread. There's some place in the King James, it says, man did eat angel food. Yeah, it came from heaven. It's bread. God gave us bread and flesh. And nobody can feed us like the Most High God.
Amen.
He says it tastes like coriander mixed with honey. And it was good for our system. It don't have much salt. There's no preservatives in it. Yeah. And it kept us well for 40 years. We never got sick. 40 years we ate that. And it kept us. Because God, we gave, that bread came from the heavens. Mm-hmm. God gave us that bread from the heavens. And don't care what you want it to be, it became. And it tasted good. Let's read on. 19. And Moshe said unto them, Let no man leave up of it until the morning. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moshe. But some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms, and it rotted. And Moshe was wroth with them. But Moshe is wroth with us, but you need to understand that we love leftover. Yeah, just a little leftover. But we was warned not to leave none for the morning. Because and us other people said maybe there won't be none tomorrow. Right. So we decided to hold back a little bit, just in case. Right. One never know, do one. Right. Yeah, so we gonna put up a little bit in the Tupperware and leave it tomorrow. But it bred worm. But Moshe didn't know about the bread worm anyway. But we left back some for tomorrow, the bread worm. Let's read on. 21. And they gathered it morning by morning, every man according to his eating. And as the sun waxed hot, it melted. Yeah. And it came to pass on the 6th day that they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for each one. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moshe. And he said unto them, This is that which Jehovah hath spoken. Tomorrow is a solemn rest, a holy Sabbath unto Jehovah. Bake that which ye will bake, and seed that which ye will seed, and all that remaineth over up until the morning shall be kept up until the morning. There it is. There it is, the holy Shabbat day. And he's telling you that acquire double because you're not going to find it tomorrow. So bake what you should bake. In other words, it's Friday morning, get your things going on. You don't wait till the last minute to start cooking. Okay? Bake whatever you're going to see. What stew you're going to make? You know what beef stroganoff you're making? That beef stroganoff is just beef with potato and carrots. That's all it is. But whatever you're making, they call it beef stew. Sound fancy. Yeah, it costs a lot of money. The name costs a bunch of money. Beef stroganoff is a bunch of money. But all it is beef, potato, and carrots. It's a stew. And do that in the daytime and make your potato and everything, your salad, everything, make that already. And of your bacon, you bake your chicken, you bake your lamb, you bake whatever you're baking, all that have to get done in the day. Preparation. You can't come from work and start cooking. That doesn't work like that. Okay. It's not going to work. You have to, if you get up at 5 and the sun goes on at 7, you can't do enough cooking. You're in trouble. So you have to, God let you know, remember the Shabbat. Right. Prepare yourself for the Shabbat to come because you're going to need something to eat on this day. Yeah. This day is not Yom Kippur. Amen. So you soon come here fasting. You could fast, and nobody didn't tell you can't fast, but hungry stomach don't listen too good. I've been hungry before. I don't listen to a word you say because my stomach growling. Yeah, but Yom Kippur is the only day that you listen. But the rest of the day when you fasting on your own, you're somewhere. It's hunger pain. It's called hunger pain. And the teacher up here speaking, and you said, well, you can't finish it. Because you can't pay attention to the teacher if you're hungry.
Amen.
And water don't taste good when you're hungry. I've been there. It don't taste like water. It tastes yuck. It's yuck because you're hungry. Yeah, you want some food. So God letting you know how to prepare for this great day. All right, so let's get it together. You got Thursday coming in. Your meat and everything should be by already. If you don't have it like that, then may God bless you and you get it after. But Thursday should be the day that you already set up everything. Your clothes should have been ironed already.
Amen.
You should know what you're putting on already for this day. Yeah. This was iron since Tuesday. Yeah. And I come from work. I'm 71 years old and I'm ironing. Get myself together because the Shabbat is coming. And I don't want to get caught singing the same old song. So I've tried to get myself prepared because this day is coming. It means a lot to me.
Amen.
I don't want you to follow me, but it means a lot to me. That's all.
Amen.
The way I was taught, it means a lot to me. So you step up this game so that God can see that. Because one of the reasons that he throws out the land, he said, you didn't serve me with gladness of heart.
Amen.
Think about that. You hate when the Shabbat came. You hated when the feast day came. You hated was to give to the poor. You didn't want them gleam in your land. That's why he throws out the land.
Amen.
Because the wrong thing that we did. Let's continue this. Because we soon going to eat.
24. And they laid it up till the morning, as Moses bade, and it did not rot, neither was there any worm therein.
No.
And Moshe said, Eat that today, for today is the Sabbath unto Yahweh. Today ye shall not find it in the field. 6 days shall ye gather it, but on the 7th day is the Sabbath. In it there shall be none.
So Moshe telling you, eat the leftover today. So you do have leftover for today. So you have to cook enough for today. You make enough food for today, for leftover. This is the day that you can have leftover. Because God ordained that. He said, make enough for today. You get twice so you can have leftover for today. So you don't go hungry. You should have something to eat on this day. Because the feast is a kag, am I correct? Yeah, it's a feast. It's a feast unto Jehovah. Not only somebody say, oh, the feast on the word. But because I got Israelites that don't eat. They have Israelites that don't eat. They just don't eat. I have teachers that the book is the book. The book, the word is what feed on you, but you need something to eat. But I have teachers that never like that. I need a little something to eat. They feed on the word and the word and feed on the word. And okay, feed on the word is fine. But if you can handle it, let's read on. Let's see if we can finish it up here.
27. And it came to pass on the 7th day that there went some out of the people, some of the people out to gather, and they found none. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, How long will refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws?
Because that's where we are. He gave you already the food for 2 days. Stay here and relax yourself. You already have enough. What are you going out there and look for? That you're looking for trouble. All you're looking for is trouble. Read on.
29.
29.
See that Yahweh have given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the 6th day bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no one go out of his place on the 7th day.
That don't mean that now that God called you and you stay home and learn this, you need to come out.
Amen.
That's why he gave you a connection so you can come out. Some people go by this. This is not the way you go. Because if Chief Uzziah and Benjamin set up this year from Shema Israel, you wouldn't know anything. So you can't stay home. You have to come over. God said, have a holy convocation. You got to come out. You can't have a place like this and you don't come out. Because you have to know, number one, you have to have knowledge with your brothers and sisters. You have to know if you have tolerance enough to support them. You can't, you won't sin by yourself, but you won't be tried by yourself either. You have to come out here and be tried. be out there so you can be tried among your people. You know, you're going to that bathroom and you see my watch because I washed my hand. See if you're going to put it in your pocket, or you're going to say, somebody left their watch in the basement. You understand? That's what it's all about. But if you own by yourself, then you're not sinning because you don't do nothing other way. But God have to try you among your people.
Right.
You know, God have to try you among your people.
Right.
So that's all that work. You need to come out. You don't need to stay home and say, well, I got it on the computer. But I mean, the people that on the air right now, they're not close to us, they're far. That's different. But you that close by, you need to come out. And reverence with your fellowship. And bring God in thought.
That's right. Amen.
That's all that work. Be on, my brother.
30. So the people rested on the seventh day.
Uh-huh.
And the house of Israel called the name of the manna, called the name thereof manna.
Manna.
And it was like coriander seed,
It
white.
is.
And the taste of it was like wafers
Wafers.
made with honey.
Yeah.
And Moshe said, this is the thing which Jehovah have commanded. Let an omer full of it be kept throughout your generations, that they may see the bread wherewith I fed you in the wilderness, when I brought you forth from the land of Egypt. And Moshe said unto Aharon, take a jar, and put an omer full of manna therein, and lay it up before Jehovah to be kept throughout your generations. And Jehovah commanded Moshe. And Jehovah commanded Moshe, so did Aharon lay it up before the testimony to be kept. And the children of Israel did eat manna 40 years until they came to a land inhabited. They did eat the manna until they came to the borders of the land of Canaan. Now an omer is the 10th part of an ephah.
Yeah, so we did have manna for 40 years. God fed us for 40 years.
Right.
The quail come, the manna came, and we ate, and we had water, and we survived. And children was born in the time we were in the wilderness.
That's right.
Children was born, so that means the food was good. The food did us good. The manna did us well, because it came from God. It was sanctified. You understand? It's not like eaten by Muhammad. Okay? So the food was good. God fed us, and the reproductive system worked pretty good. It didn't give us diabetes. It didn't give us high blood pressure. It didn't give us arthritis. It didn't give us anything, because it was holy. It was holy bread, and we enjoyed it. Let's go to 17.
Chapter 17, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
In all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin by their stages, according to the commandment of Jehovah, and encamped in Rephidim. And there was no water for the people to drink.
Okay, listen now. We wasn't a ragtag people. God commanded us to come in stages. Okay? The 12 tribe is coming in stages like this. That's how God wanted us. So we wasn't running around like a bunch of crazy people. We came in stages. It's called discipline. That's how we did it. God set that up like that, the echelon, like this. So we marching along. When we move in order. Not everybody scrambling and looking. We move in order. And that's what God is all about, order. Read on, my brother.
2. Wherefore the people strove with Moshe and said, give us water that we may drink. And Moshe said unto them, why strive ye with me?
Yeah, come
Wherefore
on.
do you try Jehovah?
Yes. Did you try Yah? Did you pray to Yah for water once in a while? Why you keep striving with me? Try Yah. I mean, like, try Yah love. See, if he give you water, give me a break here. I'm in the same mess with you guys. Why you keep picking at me? I'm thirsty like you too. Try Yah. I mean, pray to Yah.
Right.
But that's our forefathers. Read on, my brother.
3.
3.
And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses and said, wherefore hast thou brought us up out of Egypt to kill us, and our children and our cattle with thirst? And Moshe cried unto Jehovah, saying, what shall I do unto this people? They are almost ready to stone me. And Jehovah said unto Moshe, pass on before the people, and take with thee the elders of Yisrael and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river, take in thy hand and go.
And go. Listen now, this is a thing, our forefathers not paying attention to the cursing their own self. And that's not right. They're not paying attention to all this, wish we die here, wish we get killed here. You know, you have a headache, and the last thing you want to say is this headache is killing me. Be careful of that. the word of wisdom. Your knee paining you, this knee is killing me. Is not. Be careful of that. Be careful with words that you utter.
Right.
Because death and life is in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
Be careful of that. Be very mindful. It's hurting you, fine. It's hurting you, but it's not killing you. Don't. And our forefathers is just talking about dying because they didn't get certain things, and that infuriates our God. Because they got overboard with things. And what can I say? They are people that lack of understanding, and they was just anxious in spirit for everything to come at hand. And I know eventually God's gonna feel a way about that stuff. Let's read on.
6.
Yeah.
Behold, I will stand before thee there on the rock of in Horeb,
Yes.
and thou shalt smite the rock,
Yes.
and there shall come out of it water, and the people may drink. And Moshe did so in the sight of the elders of Yisrael. And the name of that place was called Massa and Meribah, because of the striving of the children of Yisrael, and because they tried Yahweh, saying, is Yahweh among us or not?
He just make you cross over the sea of reed. He just gave you manna. He just gave you quail.
Yeah.
He just gave you a 12 spring of water with 70 palm tree. What's going on?
Yeah.
¿Qué es lo que pasa? What's the problem? What is it? Because that's all the people are.
Amen.
They strive for every little thing. Let's read on.
8. Then came Amalek and fought with Yisrael and Rephidim. And Moshe said unto Yehoshua, choose us out men and go out. Fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand.
They brought that evil.
Amen.
They brought that evil.
Right.
You wish you die here, you wish you dead here. They brought up that evil.
Right.
And you can bring up evil by just the word of mouth.
Yeah.
They brought Amalek, because Amalek was relaxing, and all of a sudden he come upon them and did them dirt.
Yeah.
Because when you go down in Deuteronomy, way down, he beat down the old people and the feeble people. The teacher will bring that eventually. Months after, they'll let you know what Amalek did. Right. The real war, he beat down bad. That's what Amalek did. And but we caused that.
Amen.
By the bickering and wish we die here, wish we stay in the land, leave us alone. We caused that because you could bring evil up by your ways. Read on, my brother.
10. So Yehoshua did as Moshe had said unto him, and fought with Amalek. And Moshe and Aharon and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moshe held up his hand that Yisrael prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed.
Yes, see what's going on here? You see that? You see what happened here? Amalek is beating us down. When Moshe hand get tired, when they raise up his hand, we go and tap, so we getting a beating. Because we caused this.
Yeah.
Through our word that we utter, and God, evil come upon us. Because you could bring evil upon yourself. So we have to be mindful about that, or we talk. That's why I said when you come to the house of God, be careful with the words that you say. Because it will come back and bite you. Read on, my brother.
12. But Moshe's hands were heavy.
Yes.
And they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aharon and Hur stayed up his hands on the one side and on the other side. The one on the one side and the other on the other side.
Yeah.
And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Yehoshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword.
Well, it's so good we have Yehoshua. He was already a soldier, and he had his people that he trained, and they because you got to remember at the beginning it says, and some of the men of war went out to crossing over the sea of reed. So we wasn't that feeble. We have some people that could do a little sword fighting and lance throwing. So we had a set of people, and they fought back with Amalek. But the Amalek hurt a lot of us because when Moshe got tired, they prevailed. When the hand raised up, we prevailed. So a lot of people lost their life in that encounter.
Amen.
It's because we caused that upon ourselves. Let's finish this out.
14. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Yehoshua. For I will utterly blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moshe built an altar and called the name of it Adonai Nisi. And he said, the hand upon the throne of Yehovah. Yehovah will have war from Amalek with Amalek from generation to generation. Hallelujah.
Blessed be Jehovah God, the creator of heaven and earth, God of our forefathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Yitzchak and Yaakov. And thank you guys for the attention that you gave.
Amen.
And I hope that we could continue to keep God in our mind and our thoughts and our prayers and our daily going and coming. And I ask God to continue to bless you guys and protect you when you're going and you're coming. Shabbat Shalom Aleichem.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hallelujah. Thank you. Giving thanks to the creator of heaven and earth. And thank you to Most High God for the life of Chief Kohath and Lewi. And we often, just be seated for 1 minute. We often have people online that follow us, and we've had people online that have followed us for many years that are here with us, and sometimes because they're not in the midst of us, we don't get to see or know what is it that's happening with them. And so we have a sister online by the name of Marsha Yisrael, whose brother's in the hospital, so we request that we all send out prayers. She's been with us diligently, for years. So we ask that we all send out prayers for her, and that we when we pray, then we'll say the prayer. But that's Marsha.
Okay.
Yeah, Yisrael. So we hope and pray that everybody will find it in their heart to pray for her brother, and to acknowledge that she is also part of this congregation, although she's online.
Amen.
And we appreciate everyone online that allows us to do what we do and to present this to you. And I know that y'all appreciate it. So I'm thankful for your cooperation and for all your support. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let us rise and let us sing a song. Sing Baruch Hashem. You know it, right? Without the paper, right?
Baruch Hashem,
Shel
Yahuwah. Baruch Hashem, Shel Yahuwah. Baruch Hashem, Shel Yahuwah. Blessed Jehovah is great, so, so great. I got to praise his name, I just can't wait. Jehovah is king,
Jehovah is king
of heaven and
before thee at this time, O Most High God, to give thanks and praises unto thee. We thank thee, O Most High God, for this opportunity and this privilege to say, Todah Yehovah. O Lord our God and God of our fathers. We thank thee, O Most High God, for the blessings and the mercies which thou hast shown upon us this week, O Most High God. We thank thee, O Most High God, for food, for clothing, for shelter, for good health, for strength, for happiness, and for peace. O Lord our God and God of our fathers. We thank thee, O Most High God, for your guidance, for your shielding, for your protection, for your mercy, for your love, and for your compassion. We thank thee, O Most High God, for all these things. O Lord our God and God of our fathers. We thank thee, O Most High God, for our elders. We thank thee, O Most High God, for the men, the women, and the children of this nation. We thank thee, O Most High God, for the leaders, O Most High God, for those who teach our torah. We thank thee, O Most High God, for this beautiful day that we had so far. We ask that thou find all that we've done acceptable, even in the highest course of your glory. O Lord our God and God of our fathers, we ask that thou will continue to be with those who are sick, be with those who are having mental illness, be with those who are having physical illness, be with those who are emotionally unstable, O Most High God. Be with our people who are in the jailhouses, be with our people who are in the hospital beds. O Lord our God and God of our fathers, we ask that thou be with, continue to be with Ima Afur, continue to bless and be with Ima Sarah, bless and continue to be with Ima Olive, continue to bless and be with Ima Keturah, bless and be with Ima Rivka, continue to bless and be with Geber Orah, be with O Most High God, Ima Emunah, continue to bless and be with O Most High God, Ima Yakolia, who's even here this day, even as she even see another cycle around the sun, O Most High God. We thank you, Yehovah God, for her life. We thank you, O Most High God, for our elder men, Chief Kohath ben Lewi. Thank you, O Most High God, for Prince Yadi Ben Yisrael, for Chief Abi, for Chief Elquana. We thank you, O Most High God, for all the elder men who are in other places, O Most High God. Continue to bless and be with our brother, O Yehovah God, and our friend, even Kohen Mikael, O Most High God. Continue to bless him and keep him, O Most High God. Be with, O Most High God, all of our brothers and all of our sisters, wherever they may be scattered, O Most High God, throughout the four corners of this earth. We thank you, O Most High God, for all our brothers and sisters, O Most High God, who are striving to teach thy laws, commandments, and statutes, wherever they might be, O Most High God. We ask that thou heal thy people, Yisrael. Hear our prayer, O Most High God. O Lord, our God and God of our fathers. We ask that thou forgive us Forgive us of our sins, O Most High God. Forgive us of our transgressions and our iniquities, O Lord our God and God of our fathers. Wipe our slates clean, O Most High God. Continue to be with, O Most High God, the brother of this sister, Marsha. Bless him, O Most High God, even as he suffered a stroke this week. We pray that you will lift him up out of that sick bed, that you will heal him, O Most High God, and that you will redeem him back to the full strength that he's capable of having. But we know and understand that all things come from you. We know and understand that healing comes from you as well as sickness. We know and understand that hurt comes from you as well as pain and even pleasure, O Most High God. Therefore we call on the God who can heal, the God who can strengthen, the God who has the power to uplift, the God who has the power to heal, the God who has the power to bring back those who are sick, O Most High God, and downtrodden. O Lord our God, we ask that thou be with those who are struggling with their bills. Be with those, O Most High God, who are struggling in life, O Most High God. Redeem thy people, O Yisrael, for thou art our rock and our redeemer. And beside thee there is no God, no king, no savior, no redeemer but Jehovah our God. Therefore we honor and extol your name because thou art worthy. Thou art the God who hears prayers. Therefore we praise and extol your name because thou art the King of the universe, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Israel. We pray homage to thee, O Yah, and to thee alone. Blessed art thou, Jehovah our God, who is the King of the universe, who is the form of light and the creator of darkness, the maker of peace and the creator of war, the master of good and the creator of evil. Blessed art thou, Jehovah our God, who is the King of the universe forever and ever. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Oh, Shema Yisrael. This time I'll say the words that the Most High God gave unto Moshe, to give unto Aharon and his sons to bless the children of Israel, hoping and praying that on the conclusion of this portion of the day, that the Most High will look down upon each and every one of us and grant us a blessing. Wadaber Yehovah el Moshe lemor, daber el Aharon we el Benal lemor, kotebar kuet bene Yisrael amor lahem. And Yehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto Aharon and unto his sons, saying, on this wise ye shall bless the children of Yisrael. Ye shall say unto them, Yivareka Yehovah Yishmareka, Yair Yehovah Panaoleka Wikuneka, Yisai Yehovah Panaoleka Yasemleka Shalom. May Yehovah bless thee and keep thee. May Yehovah make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. May Yehovah lift up his countenance upon thee and may he grant thee peace. Hallelujah. Yisrael, Selano, 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 Selano. Atishka kotanu Yahovah, Yisrael, Yisrael. Atishka kotanu Yahovah, Yisrael, Yisrael. Selano, 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 Selano. Eka, Shedai, Shalom, hallelujah. Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. We will return at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Hallelujah. Like to just thank Ima Havared for holding us down on the chat, for keeping all the trolls out. Everybody who joined us, it's important to keep the trolls out. Ben Hoda'at Shadar, Daffy J, Marsha Yisrael, may the Most High God be with you and with your family. Beautiful forever. H.S. Law, I never figured that name out. House of Law. Y'all could go get your foods and don't worry about me. Dina, I'm talking to the people online, so y'all could continue. Sister Sadiqa, beautiful forever. Claudette Hazelwood, Kawa, Walter Wilson, Roderick McClary L. Frankie Allen. And that's it. And I know there's many more of you out there that listen that don't type in. So thank you for joining us and making our day special. Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom.